Welcome back to Decked Out.
On today's episode, we are joined by AirballMTG, Melissa DeTora, and Joe Cherries for a very special No Soul Ring game. It is banned.
As always, thank you to our sponsors, Coolstuffinc, EDHRec, Ultimate Guard, and today's episode sponsor, Into the AM. I'm not really much of a morning person, but I am into the AM.
That's good. That's enough from us. Let's meet the players. Sorry.
Hello, I'm Melissa. I'm a senior game designer at Wizards of the Coast, and today I'm playing Missy. What I'm looking to do in this game is kill all of my opponent's creatures and then get them into play under my control as 2/2 Cybermen artifact creatures. I'm also looking to do fun things with morphs, because if I kill my morph, it comes back as a Cyberman, which is still a morph, so I get to turn it face up and do cool things with it. And maybe even get an infinite combo. I don't know.
Hey everyone, I'm Joe Cherries, and today I'm playing Agatha of the Vile Cauldron. This is going to reduce activated abilities for my creatures, so we got to get Agatha really, really big so that we can reduce all my costs really, really small. And then we're going to, do invokers. We're going to put counters on our lands. We're going to do all things. And if I really hope I can do Magus of the Candelabra, so I can just untap all my lands and have 4,000 mana with no payoff.
Hello, everybody. I'm MTGNerdGirl, and today I brought to the table the least reverent medium. I'm going to be making a bunch of tokens, not just on my turn, but on my opponent's turn. I have cards like Halo Fountain and Horn of Gondor that are going to make a ton of tokens, and I also have cards that are going to double or triple those tokens like Mondrak. I'm going to finish it all off with a Moon Crater Cavalry.
I'm Airball, and I'm bringing you some gunboat diplomacy today with Círdan the Shipwright. This deck is all about ramping into the commander, copying him early and often, and making my opponents vote in uncomfortable ways. Either they'll vote for me and I get cards, or they'll vote against me and I'll get big effects like one with the multiverse into play for free. And sometimes they won't even have a choice in the matter because I have access to illusions of choice, so things get out of hand.
I think it's time for another sponsor. Airball, who's our next sponsor for the show?
Well, Veggie, it's Into the AM. Get style and comfort without compromise with Into the AM. Into the AM are a team of artists and creators who see clothing as a canvas to express what drives you. Since 2012, they've developed premium apparel that elevates self-expression and provides unparalleled comfort for wherever your passions take you. Our beauties are big fans of the brand new designs available today, and they're going crazy over their unparalleled quality, fit, and feel. And their eco-friendly inks mean they're environmentally friendly all at the same time. And if you'd like to get decked out in these premium shirts, there's a link in the description that gives you 10% off your order, so the price is right.
Welcome to the table. Let's see who goes first. 9.
13? Did 13 win?
13 looks good.
I think
All right.
13's going to take it.
Oh no, this means I'm last.
All right, let's play Forest and say go.
Draw. I'll play a forest, but I'll tap it to play Drill Work Mole, which is a 1-mana 1/1. I can pay 2 and tap it to put a +1/+1 counter on it and another target commander I control. So,
Oh, that card's sweet.
yeah, it's awesome.
Joe's winning.
Yeah, watch out for my mole.
It's sweet specifically for Agatha.
Yes.
I'm going to play a command tower and pass the turn.
All right, I'm going to play a River of Tears and a Wayfarer's Bauble, which is an artifact where I can pay 2 and sack it and search for a basic land out of my deck. I'll pass the turn.
Scorching out of the blocks. I'll play this Hinterland Harbor and pass.
Wow, fire. Untap. Draw. All right, I'm going to play a Sokinzan, tap, play Agatha. Agatha is a 2-mana 1/1, and activated abilities of creatures I control cost X less, where it's reduced by her power, but it can't be reduced below 0. And then 4 green, red, other creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample and haste until end of turn.
Below 1, right?
Can't be reduced below 1. Yes, did I say 0?
Yeah.
It also can't be reduced below 0 because that's lower than 1. So what I said was not incorrect.
Just unhelpful.
Oh, you're right. You attack you for 1. That's airball. For being a big bully in pests.
I'm just going to go ahead and start with a swamp, and I will play a Pearl Medallion. My white spells cost 1 less to cast. And that's going to be it for me.
Oh, you're supposed to sing it. Pearl Medallion. Pearl Medallion.
Oh, my darling Pearl Medallion.
I will play a Murkwater Pathway. And then I'll crack the Wayfarer's Bauble to find a basic land, and I'll pass the turn. I will get a mountain.
All right, here's an island, and we're going to cast a spell. We're going to play Ether Channeler. ETB, choose one, create a 1/1 bird, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, or draw a card. And I think I'm going to draw a card. And then I'll pass to Joe.
I will draw a card. The most fun thing in Magic, actually. Oh, that's a card. All right, I am going to start my turn with a 3 visits. I'm going to search my library for a forest and put it onto the battlefield. I will get this forest, which is a stomping ground. I'll shock it in for 2 life. Boop, boop. And then I'm going to play actually one of the best cards in this deck. I'm going to play a Magus of the Candelabra, which is a green for a 1 mana 1/2. I can pay X and tap it to untap X lands. And it's reduced by Agatha's ability, which means I can start generating mana. This thing is going to make me a lot of mana very fast. And unfortunately, I don't have an extra mana for my mole activation. So I will just send Agatha at Melissa, and I will send the mole at NerdGirl.
No blocks.
Every time you say
I'll
mole,
take
I
one.
think of the Austin Powers gold member thing where he's looking at the mole the entire time. Mole, 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 mole.
I will play a Vault of the Champions. It will come into play untapped. And using my Pearl Medallion for a discount, I'm going to also cast a Smothering Tithe. We're going to ramp this.
Oh no.
Ramp up this mana situation
I'm
here.
never paying the 2.
Excellent. I'll just get that treasure token now.
Okay, this Smothering Tithe is the worst. I don't think I can ever afford to pay the 2. My deck is so mana intensive, and if I ever pay the 2, that means I just can't play a spell this turn, and I'm just going to get so far behind. So, NerdGirl, I guess you're getting treasure.
And then I will go ahead and pass to Melissa.
I am definitely not paying the 2.
Boom.
I'm going to play a Watery Grave untapped and take 2. And then I will play a Thran Dynamo, which is a 4-mana artifact that I can tap to add 3 colorless mana. And I'm going to add 3 colorless mana right now and play a morph creature. I'm going to use this little morph overlay thing here, which is a little cat in a box, which is adorable.
He's so cute.
And I'll pass the turn.
But wait, is it alive or dead?
What?
The cat.
The cat, is it alive or dead?
Yeah, it's Schrodinger's cat.
Oh, I don't know. I hope it's alive.
Joe, how many cards do you have in hand?
Are you paying for
5.
for my treasure?
That'll depend on Joe's answer. He said 5?
5, yes. I'll pay if you pay.
No, no one
I
pay.
have to pay how many?
2.
I pay 2?
Inflation.
So the question is, who do I want to deny mana? And I think the answer is Joe. So go ahead and take your treasure.
Pay. What? No, I would pay.
Yeah, but you have the mana to pay, right? Like I don't. I have, mopey Ether Channeler over here. Like, I'm going to hurt Joe, and Joe's response is, I'm going to mock Airball and make sure he does it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to play this forest for turn, and we'll pay 3 for this Crystal Shard. It's an artifact. I can 3 and tap or blue and tap, return target creature to its owner's hand unless they pay 1, and we're going to activate it immediately and bounce Agatha.
Ooh.
Bouncing Agatha. Okay, we'll put it back in my hand instead of the command zone.
NerdGirl, this is for you. 2 coming your way.
Taking it.
Pass.
Are you paying, Joe?
With no Agatha, it's actually very hard to pay. I don't think I can.
Woohoo.
So I'm going to allow that. I'll play Agatha, which has all the same abilities as it did last turn.
Oh, I didn't know you had that in your hand.
When I read it correctly, I'm going to have to leave with 1 mana the whole game because that stupid Crystal Shard.
Fun fact, I won a PTQ with a Crystal Shard deck, but it was in 2005 or something.
Nice.
4, I don't know. It was roughly 1 million years ago.
I will play this Temple of Abandon, which will allow me to scry 1. I will put that one on the bottom. And I think I'll just hit NerdGirl for 1. No, that's actually useful. I'll pass.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start my turn with a Windbrisk Heights. It has Hideaway. It lets me look at the top 4 and exile 1 underneath. At any point in the game, I can pay 1 white and tap it. If I attacked with 3 creatures or more, I can play that card without paying its mana cost. And it does come into play tapped. I'll look at the top 4. This Hideaway card is a game ender. If I can just get 1 or 2 more turns to set up, I might be able to end it right there.
So something super interesting about Windbrisk Heights is that Hideaway used to make things enter tapped, and they changed that ability. And now all the cards that say that those now are changed. Like Windbrisk Heights says it enters tapped now, but originally Hideaway just made things enter tapped.
I can confirm that you're right.
Yeah. I guess I should just ask you, right?
Yeah.
You probably know better than me.
I'm going to go ahead and use one treasure and play a Mondrak. It's going to double all the tokens that come into play. I can also pay Phyrexian white and a colorless, sacrifice a couple of creatures, and it will gain indestructible.
Uh-oh.
No.
Oh, no.
What, Smothering Tide? Oh, no.
Now I kind of want to pay the 2.
I will also go ahead and use my 2 remaining treasures for the Charismatic Conqueror. It's a 2/2 with Vigilance that says whenever an artifact or a creature enters the battlefield under my opponent's control, they have to tap it. And if they don't, I get a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink.
This is a mean deck. I don't like it.
I love it. And I will pass the turn.
Okay, I'm going to draw a card, and now I believe I'm going to pay 2. So I'm going to use the Thran Dynamo to pay 2.
Don't do it.
I have to do it. I have to be responsible.
Dang it.
This is very responsible.
So I'm paying the 2, and then I have 1 floating, and I'm going to use that mana right now. I'm going to turn the Silumgar Assassin face up. This says, when it turned face up, destroy target creature with power 3 or less and opponent controls. Okay, I was going to destroy this Magus, but this might be more of a problem.
I don't know if it's a problem. What's more of a problem for you?
Your creatures and artifacts just have to come into play tapped.
Yeah, maybe I don't care about that. Okay, I'm going to destroy the Magus. I think that's more of a problem, actually.
I will just respond by tapping 1 and tapping him to untap 2 lands. Silumgar Assassins.
And I'm going to put a counter on it for Megamorph. And then I will attack Airball for 3.
Okay, I'll take 3.
Megamorph.
Okay, and then in my second main phase, I'm going to tap 3 and take 1 from City of Brass and play Braid's Arisen Nightmare. This says at the beginning of your end step, I can sack an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land, or planeswalker. If I do, each opponent may sack a permanent that shares a type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, they lose 2 and I draw a card. I'm going to have it enter tap because I don't really want NerdGirl to get some tokens. And now I'll go to end step.
It's a Maya build. You don't have to sacrifice anything.
Yeah, but this guy has done his job.
But that's gonna obey it. Okay.
I'm going to take the chances. This might be the death of me, but I will sack the Silumgar Assassin. So everybody can either sack a creature. If not, I will draw a card.
I think I have enough in my hand that I can let this go.
I can't let my engine go, so.
Okay, so 1 card so far.
I will also not sack a creature, and I'll let you draw because I feel like drawing is fair for
Okay,
the
I'll
treasures.
draw another card. So you're gonna. I have drawn 2 cards. So you're making 4 treasures. What have I done? Okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Mondrak.
Oh.
All right, I've drawn my card. I am not going to pay the 2.
Wow.
Because
We're so dead.
Look, I tried to police the table's mana early on, and it's just not possible. Thran Dynamo, Agatha reducing land untapper, and now like Smothering Tithe Mondrak. You guys are screwed. You're on your own. I tried. I'm just going to play this island for turn. And here comes Círdan the Shipwright, the commander. Círdan the Shipwright is a 3/4 vigilance. When he enters the battlefield or attacks, each player secretly votes for a player, and then those votes are revealed. Each player draws a card for each vote they received, but if you didn't get any votes, you put a permanent from your hand onto the battlefield. So here's how this is going to work. We are going to vote shortly. First, I want everyone to say how many cards are in their hand, because that's relevant to how you're going to vote.
I'm going to get so many treasures.
I have 5 cards.
5 for Melissa,
3.
3 for
5.
NerdGirl, 5 for Joe, and I have 6. All right, so we're on the count of 3. You're going to point to the person who you're voting for. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so no one voted for Melissa. Melissa's going to get to put something into play.
2.
So Joe will draw 2, NerdGirl will draw 1, and I will draw 1.
I will put a Goblin Bombardment into play. And look how cute he is. Goblin Bombardment is an enchantment. It says sacrifice a creature, and it deals 1 damage to any target. No cost associated with it, just a free sack outlet.
And then we've got some triggers to resolve. Joe, are you paying your 4?
Okay, you got it.
I have no mana to pay.
Great. So I will get an additional 6.
Yikes.
So at this point, you have infinite mana, so we were just never paying anymore, right?
So I will go to 12
That's
mana.
kind of my position, yeah. I was like, all right, this is not possible to police anymore. We just have to fight her on resources.
Hee hee.
Your go, Joe.
All right, I will pay 1 to activate my mole to put a counter on the mole and a counter on Agatha. All right, we'll play a tapped land.
I'm going to need to pull a veggie counter spell to screw NerdGirl out of the game, aren't I?
All right, I'm going to pay 2. I'll play the Ozolith. I'll play it tapped. The Ozolith makes it so if I put a counter on something, I instead put one more, and I can play 1 in the green to tap it to put a +1/+1 counter on something. It could also cycle, but I'm not cycling it here. I will then play Incubation Druid, which taps for 1 mana of any color, but if it has a +1/+1 counter on it, it taps for 3 of that color instead, and I can pay 3 green to adapt 3 to put 3 counters on it so that it can start tapping for the mana. It'll also enter tap because of silly, what is its name? Conqueror or something?
Charismatic Conqueror.
How does charisma work in the Magic world? What power? I'm so charismatic. You must be tapped. If I can untap with this engine 1 or 2 turns, I am in great shape. I have Waker of the Wilds in my hand. I can make my lands absolutely huge and annihilate any player out of this game.
Let's start with 4 mana. We're going to play a Mirkwood Bats.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's a 2/3 flyer. Whenever I create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life. I mean, I feel like Mirkwood Bats might just be able to kill you guys soon.
Yeah. I mean, we have to start paying. Like, we have to pay.
This card's a problem.
If everything we don't pay will make you 2 tokens, and then it'll die. So it'll be 4 total damage for each time we don't pay for Smothering Tithe.
I will go ahead and pay 1 and a treasure, and we're going to play, you'll each lose 1 for the Mirkwood Bats. We're going to play Ellis Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim. It's a 2/2 that says it has Death Touch, and whenever another creature enters the battlefield under my control, you gain a life. Whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life. And I'm not going to leave this damage on the field, so Melissa, I'm just going to actually poke you for 2 vigilance.
Oh no. I'll take 2.
Do I play around a board clear? Nah, we're going to overcommit. I'm going to go ahead and sack some more treasures, 5 of them in fact, and we're going to play the Commander.
All right. Well, we're losing 5.
Each opponent will lose 5 for the Mirkwood Bats, and then I'll be playing Thales Revenant Medium. 3/4 that says at the beginning of each end step, I create a X/1/1 flyers where that is the amount of tokens I have generated. Each end step. So those treasures are going to be even more painful for you guys. It's so cool. And then I will pass the turn.
She's also known as the Long Island Medium.
I am probably paying the 2. I need to be responsible. Okay, I'll do it. So first of all, I'm really glad you didn't play around the board wipe because we need to board wipe. This is looking bad. I will play an Izzet Signet. I have 1 mana remaining, so I will tap the Izzet Signet and 2 black sources for Languish. But in response to the Languish, I'm going to sacrifice Braids to hit NerdGirl for 1 with Goblin Bombardment. And Languish says all creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn.
This angers me.
But you have so many more treasures. You can just replay your commander. Everything will be fine.
I sadly will keep my treasures. I will declare no things.
Okay, so when your stuff dies, we lose 4?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, and then I'm going to tap my remaining 2 lands and take 1 from City of Brass and play a Dragon's Eye Savants, which is a 0/6 creature. It does have morph, but I'm playing it for not morph. When it's turned face up, I can look at target opponent's hand. But for now, it's just an 0/6. I'll pass the turn.
For now, it's just an 0/6.
For now. You'll see what I mean soon.
All right, I'm going to draw my card, and I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 to keep treasures out in your girl's hands.
Boo.
Let me make a slight suggestion here. That thing, we're like almost dead on board over there, I believe. Because that flips to a blue card, right, in your hand? That's how that card thing flips?
Yes, I can reveal a blue card to turn it face up.
So with the sack outlet on board, if there's a blue card in her hand, she plays Missy, then we die. Missy will sacrifice that. It'll come back face down, meaning it can be played turned face up for its morph cost, which is going to be revealing a blue card, which is nothing. If Melissa has a blue card in hand, she will do it, put it back face up, sack it again, have the 1 damage to deal, and then do that infinitely, and we will die.
Problematic.
Very problematic.
So we just have to be able to kill Missy at instant speed is an answer for this.
You can kill
Missy,
either of these.
Missy, the sack outlet, or...
so any of the 3 pieces.
The way the turn order is worked out in this game is actually really important. I can't stop Melissa, but that just means I get to deploy my board and leave it to my other 2 opponents to deal with her before it gets around to her again. And if they can't, the game's over anyway. All right, so that is just going to be a problem for you guys to solve because I can't do it.
Oh, yay!
I'll play this forest as a land for turn, and I will pay 1 for this Elvish Mystic because that would have been useful a few turns ago, but better late than never. And we'll pay the remaining 3 for a Restore of the Council. Whenever players finish voting, each opponent who voted for a choice you voted for creates a treasure token. Scry X, where X is the number of opponents who voted for a choice you didn't vote for, and draw a card. Pass.
All right, come on. Heart of the cards here. Heart of the cards. All right, I will pay 2 for Rada. 2 mana 2/2. When it attacks, you make red. That will just always go away in your attack phase because it doesn't hold up. And then you tap for a green mana. And I will pay 4 for Agatha, who still cannot reduce abilities below 0.
Below 1. Did you pay this?
I did not. You do get a treasure.
I will get an extra treasure.
Please.
Thanks, Joe.
Safe as Snowy new nerd girl Kenobi. You're our only hope.
Removal. It's like almost removal. Need to try to save us. So let's start with 3. And it's a long shot. We're going to play a treasure chest.
Oh, yeah.
It is not a good answer. I can pay 4 to sacrifice it and roll a d20. If I get a 1, I'm trapped and lose 3 life. If I get a 2 through 9, I get to create 5 treasure tokens. If I get a 10 through 19, which is what we really need, I gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. And then at 20, I get to search my library for a card. If it's an artifact card, I can put that onto the battlefield. Otherwise, I get to put that card into my hand and shuffle.
This would be the greatest nat 20
It's all
ever.
up to this treasure chest. What's inside?
I mean, even if I get the draw 3 still, I'm also pretty happy.
Yeah, that's
like
true. But like a nat 20 would be like, oh, chef's keys.
5 treasures remaining. And we're going to roll a d20. We need this to be a 10 or higher team. And even then, we're probably still hosed. 14.
All right.
I'll take it. I'll gain 3 life.
Come on.
And I will get to draw 3 cards. Nope, not an answer. Also, not an answer. What? Not an answer.
Oh no.
Oh.
I'm going to play the Swamp and a Wayfarer's Bauble and let Melissa go off. Pass the turn.
Now the question is, do I have a blue card?
Is it a blue card?
Pay the 2 for the Smothering Tithe. Then I will
Not have a blue card.
3, 4, 5, 6 for Missy.
Uh-oh.
Missy says, whenever a non-artifact creature dies, return it to the battlefield under your control face down and tapped. It's a 2/2 Cyberman artifact creature. I'm going to sacrifice this creature targeting Nerd Girl for 1 damage with Goblin Bombardment.
Ouch.
It returns tapped as a 2/2 Cyberman. I will then reveal a blue card from my hand.
Did you draw that or did you have it?
I had it in hand. To turn this face up. When it's turned face up, I look at target opponent's hand. I will target Airball.
Sure, you can see all of the not answers I had.
Okay, I don't care. You can pick up your hand. All right, now I will sacrifice this, targeting Nerd Girl for 1 damage.
I think that's the loop.
It returns face down as a 2/2 Cyberman creature. And then I'll do the same thing again. And
Oh,
I'll just
you can look at my hand and say.
I'll just do that forever until everybody dies.
That's game.
All right, so this engine right here, Agatha, Mole Man, and the...
I like it.
So it's always great to win games, but I did feel kind of bad for Airball and Joe because their decks didn't really pop off. They didn't really get to do anything really interesting. I think Nerd Girl had a great game, but like I just wish I saw more of the other 2 decks.
Or you could just have a lot of treasures. Suckos.
Yeah. I'm so bad at shuffling giant decks though. Okay, I'm gonna be done now. I hate it. Okay, I'm done. Go.
Today's episode sponsor is Into the AM, and I can tell you that there is no better time to upgrade your style with these elevated tees than right now, because they are currently hosting their Black Friday sale and you can get up to 80% off.
That's right, up to 80% off site-wide for the perfect gifts for friends and family. They're high quality, super comfortable, and they fit just right. Make sure to use the link in our description for an additional 10% off of everything.
Though nothing exciting seemed to happen on my board, I was very, very close to popping off and winning this game. I was glad to see everyone else do their thing too.
game best for the 3 other people, but for the people on the internet.
Yep.
I don't care about veggie at the table.
We have that on camera?
Nobody else did.
I know,
I couldn't believe it.
was like,
I couldn't believe that. I just thought it was so obvious.
Don't say Mo. I said Mo.
Cool Stuff Inc. is the best place to pick up anything from sealed product to singles. Make sure to use our brand new code MNG5 for 5% off your order.
I'm MTGNerdGirl, and today I brought to the table Thalise Revenant. And today I brought Thalise Revenant Moonshaker. Today I brought Thalise Reverent Champion. Nope. Thalise Reverent Medium. Thalise Reverent. That's right. Okay, just Thalise it is. Do you need a little deck building inspiration? Make sure you head on over to our sponsor, EDHRec. They are the #1 deck building website, and they have all the synergies to match your budget and style.
Veggie wasn't in this game, but he actually did build Melissa's deck, and it did a lot of Veggie things. Blue permanents doing weird things, Melissa taking 1,000,000 turn actions at the end of the game. I think we established that the reason Veggie doesn't win games is not the deck builds, but the player.
There was no treasures back then. It was a much different time.
When the rocks were soft.
What? Wait, is that a reference to something?
Yeah, being old.
I also, to be fair, it's also.
Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in MTG accessories. We love their stuff, and we know you will too. Make sure to use the link in the description so they know we sent you.
Is that making the video?
No. That game was so close. I was 1 turn away from ending that myself with Moon Crater under my hideaway land. I just needed Melissa to not board clear me, kill Mondrak, and put an infinite combo on the board in the same turn. Oh, cut that. We'd like to thank our patrons. Without your support, this episode wouldn't be possible.
And you could be the reason that we are more possible than we were before, because we have a goal to bring the show to weekly episodes, and we just need your help.
So if you would like to help us out and reach that goal, make sure you head on over to our Patreon. You'll also unlock exclusive perks like signed tokens from the guests and cast, as well as get into some spell table games with us, and even submit a deck list for us to play here on the show.
And of course, if you liked the video, click like, and if you really liked it, and I know that you did, hit subscribe. That's all for today. We'll see you next time on Decked Out.